Hello everyone. In this video, I will cover up to question number 41 to question number 60, which is mostly organic and stereochemistry type questions. Okay, so let's start. So first question is question number 41. Here is the uh, reactant cyclohexene. When it was treated by D2 and catalyst at low pressure, what will be the product? Since it is a catalytic addition of deuterium to cyclohexene ring, and you should know that this addition should be in syn addition, catalytic addition. Okay, syn addition means when I take an example of alkene or more. Okay, I will take example of alkene, C triple bond C, CH3, CH3. If I add deuterium catalytic amount in presence of a catalyst, then I will get syn addition. Okay, C double bond C, syn addition means same side. Deuterium will add to the reactant on the same side. This is syn addition. Okay, in this way the cyclohexene also add by deuterium. Okay, syn addition means both the deuterium on the same side. For example, in a cyclohexane, the two deuterium are in upside or downside. Look at the option 1. When I see this deuterium in below, or we can say equatorial, okay, and this deuterium, this equatorial below and this deuterium in above. Okay, both are on the same side. Okay, so in this deuterium is in above and this deuterium in below, so this is also not the correct option. Okay, when you see the option number C, this deuterium in below and this deuterium in also in below the plane. Okay, so option C is the correct answer, and option D cannot be the answer. Two deuterium are added to the single carbon atom, and this is not the possible case. Okay, syn addition means both are deuterium on the same side. Equatorial and axial consideration are taken into consideration when catalysts are not into the reaction. Okay, so next move to the question number 42. Question number 42 is similarly alkene is given and D2 1 mole. Okay, 1 mole. This is very important. And low pressure and poison catalyst. The main purpose to use poison catalyst is to limit the reaction, to not proceed further. Okay, this is why the poison catalyst is used. In this way, in this reaction, the alkene is added in trans addition. Okay, so trans addition option A is the correct answer. Okay, since poison catalyst is used, so answer A is the correct answer. So next move to the question number. Why not option 3? Because option 3 already added both double bond and triple bond, all are removed and are saturated by deuterium. So option C cannot be the answer because poison catalyst is used. Option C and D. Okay, so next move to question number 43. Question number 43 is from stereochemistry. Before we find the stereoisomer of these two, when you compare these two, we have to convert into Fischer. Okay, Fischer configuration. Otherwise it is difficult to find whether it is a diastereomer or enantiomer. When you convert the first compound into Fischer form or Fischer configuration, okay, and it will becomes, I will draw the Fischer configuration of a first compound so that it will becomes easy to distinguish these two compounds. Okay, there are 1 2 3 4 carbon in between 2 1 2 3 and 4. Okay, and the topmost carbon is methyl and the bottom in alcohol group CH2OH. One simple trick I used always to convert into Fischer is if the cavity on the left side, when I rotate the compound on vertical, and I see when the cavity in the left side, the dash position on the left side. Okay, the dash position group on the left side. Okay, this is the only way, simplest way we can convert into to Fischer. Okay, if the cavity on the left side, the wedge position group on the left side. Okay, since the cavity in the left side, I will put the wedge group on the left side. So H on the wedge on left side, H on the right side. Similar way, you can do the next carbon as well. This carbon, and this carbon, and you will finally get HOH, then OH, H. Okay, this is the second compound. Okay, this is the first compound. Sorry, this is the first compound. This is the first compound and this is the second compound given. When you compare, you must know the RS configuration of each chiral center, because these are all chiral center. Okay, when you find the nomenclature of RS nomenclature, okay, you know how to find the RS nomenclature. So okay, if you derive all the RS nomenclature, you will find at this carbon you will get S configuration. At this carbon you will get S configuration, and this is also in R configuration, and this is in S configuration. Okay, when you find this carbon center, you will get in the first wait. Okay. S, first in S, and second S, third S, all are S in configuration. Okay, then how will you know these two compounds are either enantiomer or diastereomer? Okay, so one simple trick you always remember that if all the configuration are same and only one chiral center is different in RS configuration, then these two compounds are called diastereomer. Okay, when you find, okay, then look at the first compound, S configuration and S configuration. Okay, next S configuration and S configuration, second carbon. Okay, and the third carbon or fourth carbon, you can say fourth carbon, S configuration, and this fourth carbon in R configuration. Only these two center are in different configuration. Okay, this center and this center. Okay, R becomes S in the second compound, a first compound, and the rest of the compound chiral center has the same configuration. Okay, at this situation we can easily conclude that these two compounds are in diastereomer. Okay, this is the only way you can easily solve, or within the time period you can solve the question. When you under what condition we can say these are enantiomer? If all the stereogenic center are inverse, I can say, for example, S configuration, and if this center in R configuration. Okay, if the chiral center are in alternative configuration RS or SR over the whole compound, then these compounds are called enantiomer. Since this is not in the case, this is the case of only one carbon center changes. Okay, since one carbon center changes its configuration RS, so these two compounds are called diastereomer. So option B is the correct answer. Okay, so next move to the question number 44. So in question number 44 is also a simple organic question. I think it is up to 12th class level question. Anyone can do organic questions. Okay, so question number 14 is, this is a typical ketone and the reagent given is sodium borohydride and alkali condition. Okay, so what will be the product? Okay, when you see the reaction, A can be the answer, B also can be the answer. Why A, B, or can be answered? Because this is sp2 carbon. Okay, that means it is in a planar. Planar means in sodium borohydride I can draw the structure: boron, 1 hydrogen, 3 hydrogen, and here the positive charge. The hydrogen can attack on both the plane, that is either above the plane or below the plane. Okay, in these two conditions we will get option A and option B. Okay, that means option A cannot be the only answer, or option B can be the only answer. We will get racemic mixture of these two. Okay, racemic mixture of option A and B. So option C is the correct answer. Okay, since this is a sp2 center, it is a planar. Okay, that's why the racemic mixture we will get. Okay, so next move to question number 45. Question number 45. So question number 45 is from pericyclic reaction. This is very simple question. Heat is given and 2 pi bonds, 4 pi heat condition. 4 pi Kohn rotation. Heat means Kohn rotation. Kohn means stereo changes. Okay, so this bonds moves to here. Okay, reverse it. Can do that as well. So this bond moves here and this bond moves to here. So the final compound becomes option B. We'll draw here. This is in reversed position, and this is also a methyl group which is presenting above the plane. Okay, so option B is the correct answer. Okay, so next move to the question number 46. Which one of the compound would react most readily by SN2 mechanism? Okay, and for SN2 mechanism, you know, very common reaction in organic. SN2 reaction means backside attack by nucleophile. Okay, after the carbocation is formed. Look at the option number 1 and option number 2. And these carbon center, these carbon center are in sp2 hybridized. If the carbon center in sp2 hybridized, it is not possible to attack from break side by nucleophile in any way. Okay, so this is not the typical condition to give SN2 reaction. So these two options are eliminated. Okay, if you know, then only you can answer. So option C, this is sp3 center. Okay, this is sp3 center, but this is not the answer as well. Why? When I draw its structure, and I form the carbocation, and we know that carbocations are planar, okay, and planarity at the bridge position cannot be formed, okay. So this is also the not correct option, okay. At the bridging position, planarity cannot be attained. Another example of bridging position, you can say this is also not a typical condition for ascent to reaction. This is also not a correct answer, okay. So option C is also wrong, or we can say eliminated. So option D is the correct answer. None of these compounds will react by SN2 mechanism, and there are severe steric problem for SN2 mechanism for each of these compounds. So option D is the correct answer, okay. So next move to the question number 47. Which of the following nuclei will have a magnetic moment? Okay, and the statement given here is the nuclei that have an odd atomic number, odd atomic mass, or both will have magnetic moment. So when we look at option number D, even and even, so this is not the answer because odd is the condition to have magnetic moment, okay. So even and even, so this is also eliminated. Even, this is also eliminated. So option A is the correct answer, and we know that deuterium has magnetic property, okay. So next move to the question number 48, okay. Which of the following compound best fit the proton magnetic resonance spectrum shown below? The table shows that chemical shift for group attached to a bromine atom or a CNO group measured to the center of the multiplate, okay. So when you look at the NMR spectrum, okay, NMR spectrum, you will see, okay, you will see there is a triplet and a quartet, okay, triplet and quartet condition. So at which compound you will get this triplet and quartet? So triplet means the neighboring carbon should be or you can say CH2 group, okay. For triplet, the neighboring carbon should be CH2, okay. Otherwise you will not find triplet, okay. For quartet, the neighboring carbon should be CH3 group, okay. This is very simple question from NMR, you can easily do, okay. For quartet, the neighboring carbon should be CH3, okay. And look at the option where the compound contains CH2, CH3. Option number have these two compounds. Next move to the other options as well. CH3, CH2. Option D eliminated because it does not contain CH3, CH2. Option C can be the answer, CH3, CH2, okay. Option D cannot be the answer, okay. Option A and C remains. So what will be the correct answer? I have to look to the ppm value, okay. Since the value are 3 to 2, okay, 2 to 3, okay, and 3 to 4, 3 to 4, 3 to 4. So 3 to 4 CH2, okay. But in cyanide group there is no ppm value for 3 to 4. Look at the ppm values. No value ranges from 3 to 4. 1.98, 2.45, 2.9. So bromine is our correct answer, okay, because it has the value between 3 to 4. So option A is the correct answer, okay. In this way you can answer the questions. This is very simple question as compared to CS and NET or GATE questions, okay. So next move to the question number 49, okay. What is the multiplicity expected in the hydrogen NMR spectrum for the hydrogen atom marked by a star in the following compound? Since we have to find the peak for CH2 group, and look at the neighboring groups, N+1 2. Okay, n plus 1 rule, we know that n plus 1 rule. Okay, since the neighboring group containing only 3 hydrogen, so I will put here 3 n plus, okay, 3 plus 1 is equal to 4. 4 means quartet. Okay, so quartet is C is the option, correct answer. Very simple question. Okay, so next question, next move to question number 15. Which of the following alkyl group would show the multiple pattern depicted in the diagram? Okay, we closely look to the diagram because the diagram is very important. For doublet, we have the group called what? For doublet, we have group CH. Okay, for quartet, you have group what? CH3 methyl group. For doublet, again CH. Okay, look at the option where these compounds are included. Okay, and there should not be any other group involved in the compound. Otherwise, that answer is wrong. Okay, only 3 carbon is included there. So option A is not the correct answer because it contains 4 carbon. Okay. So next move to the option number B. Option number B contain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Okay. CH2. Okay. Option number A. Okay. So we have only CH group. There is no another CH group. Okay. For doublet. Okay. Okay. Next. Then. Okay. These 3 methyl group are same. Okay. These 3 methyl are same. So these 3 methyl gives 1 peak. Okay. And it is the peak is quartet because these 3 P are chemically equivalent. Okay. Because they are connected by a single bond and the rotation is possible. So you will get for this carbon you will get a quartet. Okay. 4 lines. Single line splitted into 4 lines. And this carbon, for this carbon you will get what? CH2 2 hydrogen and there is no hydrogen, so n plus 1 is 3. You will get quartet, a triplet, 3 lines. Okay. Then next move to the triplet and this carbon. For this carbon you will get also triplet, 3 lines. But the option does not contain any 3 lines. Okay, 3 lines, 2 triplets. So this is also not a correct option. Option D, 3 plus 1, quartet plus 1 pentant. So this is also not correct option. Look at the option D. D is also not correct option. So what will be the correct answer? Option A may be the correct option. These 2 gives okay. These 2 gives doublet. These 2 methyl groups are in equivalent. Okay, I will show you. These 2 methyl are in chemically equivalent region. So these 2 methyl gives doublet because the next carbon contains 1 hydrogen. So 1 doublet. Next, this hydrogen contain this carbon attached to next carbon, methyl, quartet. Okay. And this methyl group contain contain the next carbon one hydrogen. So this methyl group also gives one doublet. So option A is the correct answer. Okay. These two methyl gives one peak because these two methyl can rotate. Okay. You cannot recognize the methyl group either here or here. These are rotating every times. Okay, so these two methyls are called chemically equivalent, and so this gives only one peak. Okay, and the peak is doublet because the next carbon contain only one hydrogen. Okay, so option A is the correct answer. So next move to the question number 50 is completed. 51. So it is a very simple question. H2S gas is given and the compound is acetyl chloride. Okay, you just need to attack the compound electrophilic center. Okay, sulfur has an lone pair, so it will attack here, and this bond moves to here and again becomes retain the double bond, and fluorine will leave. Okay. So the final compound is CH3, C double bond O, S H. Okay, H will okay. I will write again here. 2H. Then this H here moved here, and H will leave as H plus ion. And the final compound is CH3, C double bond O, S H. So option B is the correct answer. So next move to the question number 52. Question number 52 is the compound is given. Okay, the compound contain one alkene group, alkene and OH group. SPR in excess. Okay. So what will be happen in this organic? Always remember that in organic chemistry, acid-base reaction occur fast. Okay. Acid-base reaction occur fast. So first of all, I will write here. Okay, acid-base reaction occur fast. So first of all, acidic proton is here. Since acidic proton is here, it will react fast. Acidic proton, it take hydrogen, oxygen has the lone pair, it take the hydrogen and bromine leaves. Okay, so here comes to the positive charge. Okay, then next bromine Br minus is generated here, so bromine will attack at the center and this water molecule leaves. Okay, so the product becomes CH2Br. Then again excess amount of HBr is added, so again SBr is added as, and this is added by Markovnikov rules. Okay, when I break the double bond, so I put negative charge here and positive charge here. This is the more stable carbocation and this is the least. If I reverse the carbocation, because it becomes primary and it becomes secondary, so secondary carbocation is more stable, so positive charge is generated here and negative charge is generated here. So similarly bromine gets the more electron because it is more electronegative, so bromine will attach to the positive center and hydrogen will attach to the terminal carbon center. The final product is H2C, CH, bromine, CH2 and bromine. So to which option it contains? So option A is the correct answer. Okay, option A is the correct answer. This is very simple questions. Okay, so next move to the question number 53. So again alkene is given, and this question you have to find out the which reagent is used to from the epoxide. Okay, so first option is peroxide is used, second is hydronium ion is used, third is chromium oxide is used in cold condition, and at the third or fourth option ozonolysis. This is the typical ozonolysis, O3 and zinc. Okay, so which option is correct? Option A is the correct answer. Why? Option A is the correct answer because it is used as used for epoxidation. Okay, this is cannot be the condition because water cannot add oxygen to the alkene. Chromium is also oxidizing agent. It can convert aldehyd to acids. Okay, alcohol to acids. Okay, and it is ozonolysis. It will break the double bonds. Okay, it will not create epoxides. It will break the double bonds. So this is also not the correct option. So option A is the correct answer. You have to remember this. Only peroxides, MCPBA, metachloropowerbenzoic acid, and powerbenzoic acid. Okay, peroxide, H2O2 only can epoxide the reagent. Okay. Next question, move to the question number 54. Which of the following compound is optically active? Again, we have to convert into Fischer form. Otherwise, you will not find the answer quickly. Okay. So option A is here. Option B is here. Option B cannot be the answer because it is a meso compound. When I put a plane here, it becomes will cut the compound into two equal halves. So it is a meso compound, and meso compounds are optically inactive. This is also a meso compound. When I put a plane here, okay, this is also cut into two pieces. In this type of question, you must ignore the double or triple bonds. Just put the planes and see whether it cut into two pieces or not. It cut into two pieces, so this is also a meso compound. Okay. Option number D. And option number D. This 1, 2, 3. 1, 3 position fluorine are in transform. Okay, so this is and this is contain chiral center as well. So option D is the correct answer. And it is also optically active. So why not option number 1? When you convert into Fischer, it becomes also a optically active compound. I already draw it. If you have doubt, you draw it into Fischer configuration. Just remember the trick. If the cavity in the left side, you put the I will tell you. If the cavity in the left side, you put the cavity group on the left side. Okay, and the dash group on the right side. Okay, look at the cavity bar. More you have to know where is the cavity, whether it is a left or right. Okay, if the cavity in the left side, you will put the dash group on the left side. If the cavity on the right side, you will put the dash group on the right side. This is the only two statement, so that you can easily convert into Fischer configuration. And only in Fischer configuration you can identify whether the compound is optically active or not, or whether it is a meso compound or we can say diastereomer or enantiomer. Okay, when you go put find the Fischer configuration, you will get this is also a meso compound. Okay, you will do in your notebooks. Okay, so option number question number 54 is solved, and its answer is option number D. So next move to the question number 55, and it comes from IPEC naming. Okay, here the compound is given, and you know that for IPEC naming you have to first select the longest chain. Okay, longest chain. First of all, we will select the longest chain. I will take the this chain. Okay, numbering from here 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, why not this side? Because we have to give lowest number to the alkene. Okay, so starts the naming, and this contain the hydrogen group. Okay, so in this options asking about whether it is cis or trans. Okay, and we cannot say that this is trans or cis. If you cannot say cis or trans, then the another naming is comes into the picture is EZ notation. Okay, EZ notation. Okay, why not cis trans is not possible here? Because the group attached to the alkene are not same. Okay, are not same. Then only you can find the cis or trans isomers. Okay, since the group are different in nature, you have to note the EZ notation, and EZ notation CPA rule. Okay, CPA rule is applied to find E or Z. Okay, so when you place the numbering is done. Okay, whether it is E or Z. When I took the numbering, this comes to the first preference. I will numbering here 1, I will number here 2. Okay, first erase that. Okay, here the hydrogen. Okay, we will noted whether it is E or Z. So I will give here 1 or 2. Since hydrogen has a low priority, methyl has highest priority 1. Okay, I will give here 2 and give here 1. Why? Because this carbon attached to 2 different carbon, but this carbon contain 2 hydrogen atom. Okay, so priority given to first priority given to this carbon. Okay, when you to see this is 1 1 and 2 2. This is Z configuration. Okay, Z alkene. I can say Z alkene. Okay, since it is a Z alkene, so option number A cannot be the answer. This is these are all eliminated because this is all about EZ notation. So option B is the correct answer. So for this, I will numbering. You can number that 1, 2, 3. The normal longest chain 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, at 3 junction Z3 1 methyl ethyl. This is another typical name for isopropyl group. Okay, so option B is the correct answer. Next, move to the question number 56. Okay, if you find the video is very slow, so I request you so that to increase the speed of the video, so that easily you can see the longer video at a shorter time. Okay, so question number 56. Arrange the following compound in order of increasing reactivity towards electrophilic aromatic substitution. Okay, electrophilic aromatic substitution. Electrophilic example you can say NO plus nitration. Okay, electrophilic aromatic substitution. So for electrophilic substitution, aromatic substitution, you have to know that the group attached to the benzene ring should be electron donor. Okay, if the group attached to the benzene is electron donor, then only the electrophilic aromatic substitution of the benzene ring tremendously increases. Okay, so look at the options first. This is the only criteria to judge whether the compound will proceed faster or slower. Okay, so here the some lowest fast is given, so I will we have to first place the lowest rate. Okay, the compound showing lower electrophilic aromatic substitution. Okay, so electron the group attached should be electron donor. This is also very good example of electron donor. So option 3 has the highest rate. Okay, look at the option, only option B contain the 3 has the highest, because the lowest fast you will put the lowest group at first. The 4 is the lowest because carbon will, you always know that carbon will withdraw the electron density. Okay, this is the way it will withdraw electron withdrawing group deactivate the electrophile. So electrophilic aromatic substitution not possible. So 4 is the lowest. So option B is the correct answer. So next move to the question number 57. 57 is also a very good example and very good question. Okay, so SOCl2 is given, and again methanol is given. So first, what will SOCl2 will do, and its structure is, you know the structures, SOCl2, Cl and Cl. Okay, so whether it is attack carboxylic acid or hydroxy group, at which center it will attack first? If I say OH will attack first, and why not carboxylic acid? Okay, so OH will attack fast because in the lone pair are not in conjugation here, but the lone pair present in here are in conjugation, so it will not attack here first. Okay, this is not available to attack the sulfur center, sulfur d electron, d orbital, empty d orbital. So this will not attack fast. This lone pair attack fast to the sulfur. So this one moves here and again back to the double bond, original double bond, and chlorine will leave out. Okay. In this way, and the chlorine in the final product, next product, not the final product. Okay. So here the oxygen, then sulfur, then double bond, then chlorine, then CH2, then the carboxylic group. Okay. So next the chlorine negative charge is given of leave. So the leaving chlorine minus ion attack at this center, so that this will moves to here and this chlorine moves to HCl minus. Why this happen? Because here SO2 will form. SO2 is formed, which is a gas. It will increase the entropy of the system, so it will move to the forward direction. Okay, then Cl minus we will get, and the product, major product is CH2, and here chlorine is attached and carboxylic acid as it is, and the next step is methyl group is added, methyl alcohol. So what will be structure? CH3OH. Here the negative charge and positive charge, so it will attack here. Okay, this will move to here, and this again back to the normal position. Since OH is not a good leaving group, it will attack, it will be protonated fast, and it becomes water and it will leave. Okay, so Cl, CH2, C double bond O, O CH2. This is the final product. A very simple question. This is asked in SSB, and even PGT they are asking like these questions only. Okay, so option D is the correct answer. Very simple question. And which exam you are appearing, and the salary is 40, you can say 50,000, 50k job you are appearing for, the 50k type job. Okay, and these questions are close to level questions. Okay, So practice more and more questions so that it will become easy to face the problem in the examination. Okay, so 15 question number 57 is completed. So next move to the question number 58. Since 1 mole of HCl is given, 1 mole of HCl is given and 2 type of alkene are given, which alkene will react HCl? Okay, if I say this alkene will react, this alkene will not be react and this will react, and why? This will react because this is very unstable. Alkene contain less substituted alkene are more reactive. Less substituted alkene are more reactive. Remember, okay, less substituted alkene are more reactive. This is very basic and fundamental theory you have to remember, because heat of hydration of this alkene, unsubstituted alkene are more than a substituted alkene, so this will not react fast, this will react fast. So as per Markovnikov's rules, hydrogen will attach chlorine will attach here and hydrogen will attach here. Why? Because chlorine is negative charge. Carbocation is generated here because it is a secondary carbocation which is more stable as compared to the primary carbocation. So option number A is the correct answer. Option is the correct answer, and this alkene remains as it is because it is more stable. Okay, and the theory behind it is heat of hydrogenation. Okay, it will require more energy. So next move to the question number 59. Which of the following set of reaction would provide the best synthesis of cis-1,2-dihydroxycyclohexane? Cyclohexane is given, we have to convert it into cis form. Okay, and the reagent used to, what type of reagent used to? Osmonium tetroxide. Okay, and manganese tetroxide. HOBr NOH, this is another typical condition. It will form epoxide. And this is not our final target molecule. Epoxide is not our target molecule. Our target molecule is cis-1,2-dihydroxy. Okay, so option A cannot be the answer. Option B also cannot be the answer, because in this condition you will get trans-diol, trans-1,2-diol. At first reaction you will get the epoxide, and then OH will attack above the plane or below the plane, and this will, the other OH group will move to the different plane. So trans will get, you will not get cis here. Okay, so next option is question number option C, osmonium tetroxide KOH. This is the typical condition. You will get the cis form of the cyclohexane. Okay, I will write here above the plane, and this is also in above the. I put here cyclohexane. Okay, ozonless it will break the double bond. Okay, so next move the question number 60. Question number 60 is a very classic example of a hard sulfur interaction. I already made video on that. I will put a link on the description. You will easily understand why this reaction will occur and how it will happen. Okay, and in that video as well I do example by taking the exam same compound, and this is Gilman reagent. I already discussed in that video. You can see that video. I mean, I will put a link on the description. Okay, so here up to question number 60 is completed. In the next video I will do some coordination compound and the rest of the questions as soon as possible. Thank you very much for watching. This is very long video. If you find slow in video, you can speed up the video, like in setting option in your YouTube screen. Okay, thank you very much for watching.